There are these products you can buy, like an orange oil or a beeswax oil that's a combination. And when you have wood at your house that's dried out, you can apply this oil and it restores the wood. I mean, it looks like brand new. So if you got like faded teak wood, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's just a little bit of lubrication. And it's easy to do. And that's what we do when we practice together. We lubricate ourselves. We coat ourselves with exactly what we need. And sometimes this coating is on the inside because we're breathing. Sometimes it's in the joints because the movement's working just right for that joint that's been giving you a little trouble. Sometimes the lubrication's in the tissue, right? The muscle or the connective tissue where you've had some pain or discomfort. So the cool thing is that we also can restore ourselves to this luster and shine, right? And in the system I teach in, we call it like the sparkle. You got your sparkle on again. So bringing your hands to your heart, knowing that we can certainly adorn ourselves with clothing and jewelry and create sparkle with makeup and a hairstyle. But there's a luster, that happens from just really attentive, good practices that are consistent, that are taking care of our physical and energetic form. With gratitude for our interest in these types of practices and our long time dedication to these practices. Release your hands. All right, big breath up. Oh, exhale, arms down. Keep it going. So we know this is not a big move, right? It's just like lift the arms, lower the arms. I had a gentleman in an in-person class who's been coming because of back pain. And he's like, what's that sequence you do at the beginning of class? It's not a chair class, it's a mat class. Arms down. Good. And then bring your hands to your thighs, step wide, with your feet rooted, tip from the hip joint with long spine through the curves, come down, come up. And he said, within the first 20 minutes of class, my back feels better. So what's the name of that sequence? And I said, it doesn't have a name. It's not like a sun salutation. It's not like a moon salutation. It's not an A, it's not a B. I said, it's a recipe. I said, I've told you the recipe. I've told the class the recipe for the past couple of weeks. Do you remember the recipe? I said, it's just things in the recipe. And you can use anything in the recipe, but you follow the recipe. In breath and come up. Work your feet together. And you guys know the recipe too. Sweep the arms up and then one arm down. I'm going to put my right arm down and lateral bend. So the recipe is you forward bend, which we just did. You get some sort of flexion going on. Now we did a hip flexion. We'll do spinal flexion in a moment. Then it's a lateral bend. We're in it right now. In breath, come up, exhale, arms down, big breath up. Second side, arm down, lateral bend. Keep breathing. In breath, come up, exhale, arms down. Step the feet out wide again. Bring the hands to the thighs. Push down with the hands so the thigh bones move towards the chair. If you can be up closer towards where the hands are near the pelvis, nice. But if that feels all jammed up in the shoulder girdles, anywhere you put your hands is fine. And then take your opposite shoulder to your knee. So you're just twisting. So that's the third part of the recipe. So first part, flexion. Second part, lateral. Third part, twist. Inhale, come to center. Exhale into a twist. That's part of another recipe, right? So we exhale to principle called the twisting principle. Exhale into a twist. And then inhale to come out of a twist. Good. And then the last part of the recipe, heel toe your feet in, is a back bend. So root into the feet, reach the arms up, sweep them back behind you, bend the elbows, move the chair down by pushing with the hands against the chair. So if you're ever kind of like, I need a little luster, I need something to kind of settle down or expand so I feel like I have more space or more freedom of movement. Just try those movements in those categories, right? In that order, literally in the order. So we'll repeat that order a few times with different shapes. We're doing it the whole class. We're doing it the whole class. It's a therapeutic recipe. Good. Release the arms. Big breath up. Hands come to heart. Let's open up the shoulder girdle. So take the arms out wide, turn the thumbs down, and then turn so the pinkies go up and the thumbs go down in the other way. Yeah, so you're turning thumbs down in both directions. Now, if you want to soften the elbows a little bit, so the elbows could be bent so that the shoulder's not getting all jammed up or hunched up, and focusing on the rotation. Now, to get the thumbs to turn in each direction, particularly the one where that's awkward and we're rolling backwards, you've got to focus more a little bit on like upper arm, right? Turning, not just the wrist, not just the hand, not just the forearm. One more time, working between those two rotations, just playing around. Can it be the upper arm? Okay, finish. Take a big breath up. Exhale, hands to the midline. And big breath up again. Take the arms out to a T. And let's take, this is going to be my right arm. My right arm's going up, bend the elbow. Left arm, turn the thumb down. Just turn it down the easy way, not the weird way. Now, with your arm that's by your head, elbow to sky, focus first, not on getting the hand down your back. Focus on getting the elbow in and up. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good. So in and up. Once you've got your elbow in towards your head and reaching up to the ceiling, you'll feel your side body lift. Keep that, keep it going. And then work the hand down the back. Like just use your fingers, walk down your back. Keep it going. And then take the other arm, just bend it and bring it back behind you. So the palms open. Good. Press your head back into the top arm. Okay. And then expand both arms up and out. Exhale them down. Woo! So let's do the second side. Big breath up. The right arm's going down to the T shape. And then turn the thumb down, the easy way. Thumb goes down, the not so hard way. Top arm up to the sky. Let's bend it. You're on second side. Once you got your elbow bent, work on elbow in towards the head and then a big lift of the elbow towards the ceiling. It'll also pull your body upright. You'll get what's called side body long. Once you've got that, maintain it. That's a lot of work to hold that position. And then work your hands of the back arm down your back as you press your head back into the arm. The arm that's out in the side plane with thumb down, go ahead and bring it in. Palm will be facing open. It'll be facing open to the space behind you, and breathe. Keep drawing the top elbow up. Wait for an in-breath and expand them out. Okay, good. I'm going to back up a little bit because we're going back to the lower body. So stretch your right leg out. In-breath up. Here's your forward bend, forward fold. Come right back up. Repeat it 2 more times. In-breath up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. 1 more time. Nice. Let's go to the other side. So second side, in-breath up. Exhale, 3 sweeping hamstring stretches. Keep it going. Nice. Finishing on that one. Reach up, exhale, arms down. Take your right leg, cross it over into figure 4. Spread your toes, breathe. At a forward bend, breathe. Push into the foot on the floor, rise back up. Let's switch legs. Second side, figure 4. Toes spreading, ankles flexed. Exhale, forward fold. In breath, come up, uncross the legs. Let's turn, doesn't matter which way you turn. We're going into the lunge on the chair, and I'll just cue front leg, back leg. So your front leg, knee pit up against the chair as much as the front leg thigh bone resting on the chair. Use the back arm to pull the chair towards you so that you feel the strength in the middle of you, right? You feel like there's some strength through the abdominal wall. In breath, back leg arm up, and that side bend towards the chair back. Now let the back leg side of the pelvis go down. So it's creating an end point, and it's actually trying to sink as you reach into your lateral bend through the ribs, out through the arm and fingertips. Okay, in breath rise. Stay on this side. Just take the arm that was in the air, put it on the chair back. Keep breathing. Move the ribs and belly back so you get over your pelvis. And then just turn your ribs to the back of the chair. So there's your twist. In breath, come to center. Back leg arm up, bend the elbow, tuck it in. So you just practice this. Hand holding somewhere along the back, but the bigger cue is to pull the elbow tip up. Press your head back, lift your heart more, and this is the back bend. Breathe. On the in breath, expand the top arm, bring the ribs back into neutral, back leg arm down, back leg forward, two legs together. Switch to the other side. So whole front leg as best you can on the chair. So from knee pit to butt, supported by the chair. The back leg, step it back into a comfortable lunge position. It could be long, it could be bent. I'm showing more of a bent version today. In breath, back leg arm up. Use the arm holding the chair to pull the chair in so you feel core stability. Keep breathing. And then laterally bend towards your chair. Now, the back leg pelvis, it's kind of off the chair a little bit, right? Let it get heavy and go down even more. It's not like you're falling off the chair. You're just letting it sink like an anchor so that you can pull out through the rib cage a little bit more. Good. In breath and come up. Turn your ribs towards your chair back. Your back leg hand holds the chair now as well. Keep breathing. You're in a twist. Use an inhale to return. And then keep breathing. Wait for the next inhale. Back leg arm up. Bend the elbow. Tuck your elbow in. Lift the elbow tip up. Press your head back. So you're starting to curve through the upper back into a back bend. So the lower tips of the shoulder blades are coming in to help lift the heart up. So pull the center of the chest up. One more breath cycle. And then using an in-breath, come up, put the ribs into alignment, and then release the top arm down. Back leg forward, two legs together. Turn around, face front. Get ready to come up and down out of your chair for squats. Let's do 10. Here we go. Sweep the arms. Yeah, and then sit down. Keep going. Nice. We've got 8 more. Count yours. You could be quicker than me. I'm a little slow today. 5 more. Breathing. I have 2 more. On the next one, stay up. Exhale the arms down. Okay, heart rate's going to be up a little bit from that. Yeah, it's good. Good to have a little heart rate variability. Right leg forward, left leg back. I mean, yoga is really not the place where you play with that. But, we do some things that the heart rate will kind of accelerate. Breathe. All right, so you're in a lunge. I've got right leg forward, left leg back. I'll cue front leg, back leg. And then back leg, arm up. Balance is good today. Move belly and ribs back, stack shoulders on top of ribs and pelvis, head on top of it all, and then check out, could your other arm come off the chair and have two arms up. Wait for an exhale, hands down, step together. Let's switch legs. Breathe. Yeah, so we're really increasing luster here now that we've gotten up, and we're charging the legs by spreading the toes. Back leg arm up. Breathe. Depending on how you feel about balance. Second arm up. Keeping the scissoring of the legs towards each other, right? So even though they're pushing away, they're pulling in first. Move the ribs back, pull the heart up, and then, determine, do two arms want to be in the air? Breathe. Next exhale, hands down, step together. Turn your chair seat so it faces you. Take a wide stance. Foot furthest from the chair, slightly turn it in. Foot closest to the chair, turn it open. Stretch your arms up big, reach them out wide, come into your knee bend. So you've got warrior two. Yeah. Turn your gaze, look at your front hand, going into the side bend. So bottom hand to the chair, top hand to the sky. And then transitioning to another form of side angle pose, top arm overhead. Okay, remember the elbow bend trick? Go ahead, bend your elbow. Tuck your elbow in. So top arm, elbows tucked in. And now pull out from armpit to elbow tip, just like you did in seated. Yeah, turn your ribs to the sky. There's the twist. Press your head back a little bit more as you pull your heart forward. There's the back bend. Okay, bring everything back to neutral, ribs back into neutral, head into neutral. Expand the top arm, push into the back foot, in breath and come up. Exhale and release the arms. Heel toe them in. You could walk and turn the chair to the other side, or you could just turn around, right? So let's go second side from warrior two to side angle pose. And then in side angle pose, playing with just some shape shifting in the spinal area that makes us like kind of work through that recipe again. Sweep the arms up, reach them out, and then turn the back foot slightly in, front foot all the way open as you bend the front knee. So you're in warrior two. On an exhale, hand to the chair, top hand skyward. So just start there. You've moved into a lateral bend. Bring your top hand now to your skull. Tuck the elbow in and then use the pull out, right? So the more you push with the back foot, the more you can expand from armpit to elbow tip. And then you'll get a little bit more side body long. That really brings a lot of luster and sparkle and shine in. Pressing the head back, turn your bottom ribs forward a little bit more. So there's a twist. As you keep breathing, press your head back, pull your sternum. So you are arcing into a back bend in this shape as you press your head back and pull your sternum out. And out isn't forward, out is in the direction of the skull. So it's like a lengthening back bend through the upper body. Good. Use an inhale. Come back to neutral with ribs, shoulder girdle, head. Expand the top arm, push with the back foot, and come up. Well done. Heel toe your feet. Let's start the recipe over. L pose. That's a hip flexion. And in L pose, let's keep hip flexion and bend the knees. So now we have knee flexion and ankle flexion. Move the inner thighs back and apart as you keep lifting the rib cage. Maintaining what you have, if you just slightly think of the tail drawing in, it's a very small move, but it tones the belly and helps fill the back waist. Pull out from ribs to armpits. So you've got that quality like you did when you held your head, right? changing the shape now of our spine to cat. So drop your head, drop your tail, lift your belly. So round your spine. And then go back to neutral. Let's do a couple more. Spinal flexion to neutral. Spinal flexion, tail scoops in big time, belly lifts, head drops. Spine extension. Keep it going. One more. When you're back in L pose, walk forward and stand. Stand sideways to your chair. Leg closest to the chair, standing leg, knee soft, outer leg, knee up. So you've got a single knee to chest. You can take your hand and hold anywhere on the leg. The leg that's in the air, that sitting bone, drop it down. Open the leg sideways. Perfect. Place the foot. So you've entered tree pose. Free arm, outside arm, raise it up on an in-breath. Lateral bend to the chair. Turn your ribs down to the chair. So you've added a twist. Breathe. Turn your ribs back to neutral. Bring your top hand to your head. You know the trick. We're going into a back bend. Tuck your elbow in. Pull out from armpit to elbow tip. Press your head back. You can soften the elbow of the bottom arm that's holding onto the chair so the top of the shoulder of the bottom supporting arm can relax as you play with pressing the head back, pulling the sternum out. Remember, out is not forward. It's like upwards, but it's following the line of your head, right? All right, bring everything back to neutral. And then hand down, leg down. Switch sides. So you could turn around or move your chair. You're on your second side, leg closest to the chair is your standing leg, knee bent. Outside leg, just bring it up, knee to chest. And then choose, do you want to hold the leg or do you just want to see if the leg can hold itself? That's work if your hand doesn't get involved and it's just you holding your leg up. So check out which you like for today. Okay, the high march leg, open it sideways. And same thing, you're welcome to hold it. Yeah. And then you can also just see, is there the strength here to hold the leg without the hand? Then it's not, is it important? Sure. You want to be able to hold your leg up, but you can also support with the hand. Okay, tree pose. Come into your tree pose. Just don't push on the knee joint. Be above or below. The arch of the foot, like my arch of my foot is nestling right over the joint. So my toes are below the joint. My heel is above the joint. Yeah, so I'm not pushing on the joint. I'm pushing above and below it. Breathe. In breath, the free arm, the outside arm. Inhale it up and then side bend to your chair. So here comes your additional spinal shapes. On the exhale, turn your ribs to the ground. That one's always nice. Every time I do like a turn of the ribs to the earth in any position, I'm always amazed, like, wow, I just need that. That feels good in my body. So as you're practicing, you're noticing the shapes that we take, like which ones feel good for you. They may not be like the ones that I like, right? Because you are riding in a different vehicle. There's other shapes that create luster and shine for you. Okay, come out of the twist, top arm, bend the elbow, tuck it in, pull it out, press the head back. All right, so now you're adding a back bend to tree pose. Breathe. This would be really hard without the chair. But you can lighten the dependency on the chair to see how much, you can really be in your own body doing this, not really depending on the structure of the chair to stabilize you. Good job. Wait for an inhale. Come out of the back bend and rise tall. Release your arms, stand on your legs. Okay, so we went through that flow again. Let's take an L pose. Walk back, bend the knees. Breathe. Walk forward and stand. Take your chair seat, have it face you. We'll move through a squat chair pose, then a forward fold and go into a plank with our hands on the chair. So make sure your chair's stable, that you've got 4 rungs or at least 2, and the chair's not going to wiggle. When you push on the chair in the planks and the dog shapes, push down, not out. Big breath up when you're ready. Sit down like you're going into a chair. Stick your butt out, breathe. And we'll hold chair pose for 2 more breath cycles as you take the top of the shin bones forward and the heart lifts. This is always a big stretch for me in my lower leg. I'm always amazed, like, I didn't know my calves needed that. Okay, wait for the exhale, hands to the chair. Push down into the chair, step your legs back to plank. Breathe. Stepping with a firmness into the left foot. So from left pelvis to left foot, push. Bring your right knee towards your chest. So you got a single knee in. Breathe. And then right leg long, push from the pelvis to the right foot, left knee to chest, and breathe. Left leg long. Pike your pelvis up, move into a down dog shape. You can walk your feet in till your heels land. And then once you get your heels down, bend your knees again and lift the sitting bones. Lining your ears up with your biceps. Your head's just in neutral. Spread your toes. Work the shins in, the upper inner thighs apart. You know that leg energy. Scoop the tail in and then pull out through the ribs. All right, right leg forward under the chair. If you get the other leg, it's okay. I'll cue front leg, back leg again. So we've got a lower lunge with our hands on the chair. Keeping your right hand on the chair, lift your left arm up. Maybe come upright a little bit more. Could you come upright? And you could always move your right hand to your right thigh, right? The chair's still there, but you could move your right hand to your right thigh. And then side bend towards your front leg. So the lateral bend is in the shape. Good. In breath, come center, hands down. The leg that's forward is going to go back. So push more with the back foot so you can step the front leg backwards. You're in a plank, switch legs, breathe. Good. Front knee ankle stacked. Keeping your front leg hand on the chair. For me, that's my left hand. You can work the front arm onto the thigh and come upright a little bit more. Raise the back leg arm up and then laterally bend to the left. Yeah, so you're laterally bending towards the front leg side of you. You got it. Breathe. In breath, come center, hands to the chair, push with the hands straight down. The leg behind you pushes big time so you can pick the front leg up and step back to plank. Breathe, breathe in plank. Switch legs, back leg, left leg pushes, returning to your first side. Front knee ankle stacked, back leg steady and strong. So I've got my right leg forward. So my left hand, the opposite hand as the front leg, moves towards the right side of the chair. So it's moving towards the front leg. So we're entering a twist. Bring the front leg hand to your pelvis and turn your ribs towards your front leg. So you're entering lunge twist. Optional, expand the top arm up. Breathe. And then hand down, turn back to the chair, push with the back foot more, step the front foot back to plank and breathe. Second side, come into the lunge. I now have my left leg forward. So the opposite hand of your front leg, for me, that's the right. The right hand moves left. Back, yeah. Front leg hand moves towards placement on the front leg. Turn your ribs towards your front leg. You look good. Expand your top arm up. Breathe. Wait for the exhale. Lower the hands down. Push into the chair. Push more with the back leg. Take the front leg, step it back, plank. A lot of planks today. All right. Press into your feet. Hike your pelvis up. Land in your heels. So you're going into a down dog shape. Heels are down. Hands are on the chair. Weight is more in the legs now. That's it. Spread your toes more. Breathe. Drop your head in so your ears line up with your upper arms, bicep area. Okay, get busy in the legs again. Shins in, thighs out. Find that leg energy. Scoop the tail in. Keep breathing. With the skill that you have, try to pull the ribs away from the pelvis. So it's bottom of the heart to the armpits to the head pulling out. It's going to have that same feeling of like when you held your head, in that tricep stretch and you got the side body long. It'll have that same feeling, right? We just have longer arms here. One more breath cycle. Okay, walk forward and stand. Big breath up when you're ready. Hands to heart space. All right, let's do one adductor stretch with our leg on the chair. So turn sideways. I'm 2 feet, 2 of my foot lengths away from my chair. Outside leg's the supporting leg, knee to chest on the gesture leg, and then open it sideways. So you practice that holding on to a chair. Here you are in free space, and then heel on the chair. Good, 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 good. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, side bend to the long leg. Variation of triangle pose. In breath and come up. All right, soften both knees. Let both knees bend a little bit. The leg on the ground, bend that knee a lot. Now the other leg's going to respond as much as it needs to and fold. Good, and then come right back up. So it's like a 3-dimensional squat. You're balancing on the heel of the foot on the chair. Breathe. There's a little bit of a sit down quality. You got it. Do 2 more. 2 more, just working at your rhythm. Down and up. Last one. Good. Step off the chair. Stand. Okay, let's get to the other side. So you might want to be like, I'm 2 of my foot lengths away from my chair. So not jammed up. So you got room to extend the leg out. Outside leg, standing leg, knee soft, heel rooted, toes spreading. And then leg closest to the chair, knee up. Seeing if you can hold your own leg, and you're welcome to hold it with your hand. Open your leg sideways. See if you can balance with it. That's it. And then foot on the chair. In breath, arms up. Exhale, side bend to your leg on the chair. Very good. Keep breathing. Inhale, come up. Let both knees bend a little bit now. Keep the heel rooted on the chair, the toes spreading on both feet. And now add a little squat. So sinking the pelvis down, letting it be heavy, and then coming back up. Just repeat 3 more times, moving at a comfortable pace for you in a range of motion that you like. That's it. One more. Okay, as you finish, come up, take your leg on the chair, bring it to the ground, big breath up. Hands move into the heart space and release them down. Okay, we're going to come down to the floor. You're welcome to use the chair as a transitional prop, holding on to it as you move into a squat. If you've got something that you're kind of coming back from and that transition to and from the floor is a little crazy. But if you're comfortable, you can go chairless and externally rotate the feet, out a little plie, like we're in a music theater production, right? Couple more. It reminds me of like the people in the chorus behind the lead singers, you know, they often have a movement. This is like a down up movement. One more. Yeah, nice plie squat. Stay down, stick the butt out, bring your hands to your thighs, bring your hands to the floor, pick a knee, put it down, get the other knee down, sit down. 2 legs long. I'm going to start by folding my right leg. You're certainly welcome to fold the other leg if your body's screaming for the other side. I'll cue front leg, back leg. The front leg will be the bending leg. So bend a leg, cross the midline with the leg, see how it feels. And then use the opposite arm and hug your leg in. Your long leg on the ground, root into the heel more. Breathe. Turn your chest towards your front leg. You can even look over your shoulder. Inhale, come to center. Second side. So one leg long, the other leg folds, and first just stand on it in neutral and see how it feels. As you hug it in, it helps you lift up through the trunk, particularly maintaining the lumbar curve. So we don't want to be kind of collapsing down into our seat. And cross the midline, check out, do you like it? And then if you do, keep the cross of the midline. If you don't, go back to the other foot position. Use the opposite arm and hug in once again so that you maintain a lifted position that's still respecting the curves. Long leg, back of heel pressing, back of calf, back of thigh. Breathe. On an inhale, come out of your shape. Stretch both legs out, just jiggle them. Lean back a little bit. If it bothers your hands and your wrists, come to forearms, right? So you could be on forearms down. The big cue, whether you've got forearms down and pressing or hands pushing, is to keep a lift through the center of the chest. So once again, we're not collapsing in this shape. Bend the knees. Step the feet wider than your pelvis and knee drop both legs to one side. So you've entered a windshield wiper and seated. It's got a little bit of a back bend quality because you're continuing to lift the center of the chest. Wait for an inhale, come out of this twist, and then go on an exhale to your other side. In breath, come to center. Heel toe your feet in, recline on your back. So we're going to use that shape to add a little bit of a progression, you can stop anywhere that you're like, that's given me exactly, the right amount of polish. So you don't have to take it the whole way, right? Figure out where exactly the luster is. Step your feet out wide again, wider than your mat. Drop both knees over to the right, and then take your right foot, put it on your left quad. If it bothers your left knee or your ankle to have your right foot resting on the back leg, just get it off of there and have the foot on the floor. It's fine. Breathe. So you don't even want to feel a twinge of discomfort in this. Nope, it's not acceptable at all. You just put the foot down on the ground. You can still keep the progression going. All right, so keeping the progression going with the back foot, spread the toes more and press into the inner line of the foot, and then squeeze the back leg buttock more so that you get greater hip extension on the back leg, which means it's going to feel more like a quad stretch, a hip flexor stretch. You might feel it in the abdomen, the deep interior of the pelvic bowl. So whether or not it's superficial, meaning closer to the skin, or deeper, meaning like even behind all those organs in the pelvic bowl, it's all good, right? It just depends on the day, what it feels like. Now roll onto your side. So my right leg is my top leg. I'm going to roll onto the right, all the way till you're looking at the floor, like you're looking down at the earth, and then press yourself upright. So you've come into a seated twist. The back leg hand goes to the front knee. In breath, the front leg arm up, and you're laterally bending towards the feet side of you. It's a big one. It might be awkward. And remember, you can stop this progression any place. You can be like, I've gone far enough. I've lost the luster. Like you're trying to keep the luster, not lose it. All right, coming out of that. And then walk yourself down into a side lying shape. Roll onto your back. You'll end up in figure 4 if you keep the legs. Figure 4, draw the whole shape in and give it a hug. Okay, release. Let's get the other side. Step the feet out wide. Breathe. Take both knees to the second side. For me, that's the left. So 2 knees are dropping over to the left. Now, this could be a go or a no-go, right? Whether or not the left foot belongs on the right thigh. And it's a moment of like, after you get that left foot up on the right thigh, you're feeling like, is that a good choice? It doesn't have to be there. Remember, it could be on the floor, but just really close to the right leg. All right, so it doesn't have to be up 3-dimensionally. Breathe. Let's go after the back leg foot. Spread the toes. Use the press down skill that you have to push into an edge of your foot just a little bit better. So there's a grounding. And then go after the back leg butt now. Compact it, squeeze it. And what'll happen as you start to condense the right tuchus, you'll get more hip extension on the right leg. And it'll translate into a feeling of like quadriceps stretching, hip flexor opening, maybe deep stuff of expansion, tissue stretching inside the pelvic bowl, right? And maybe even up into the abs. You're in charge of how much, right? Because remember, we're just trying to bring luster back. We're not trying to snap ourselves apart. Turning onto the left side. So keep rolling onto your left side until your head turns to the ground. The legs go down, and then you bring yourself upright. The back leg hand goes to the front knee. So there's a spiral. In breath up, there's a lateral bend as the left arm, the front leg arm, arcs up and over towards the feet. Breathe. On an inhale, come out of the combo shape. It's got so much going on. Work your hands down to the ground so you come into side lying. When you roll onto your back, you have the possibility of landing in figure 4. If you're like, I got something else, just shift to figure 4. So 2 sides of the pelvis weighted, spine, head in alignment, and then take the whole shape of figure 4, hug it in. That's good. That's a big shape that you just did. It's got a lot going on. Breathe. All right, feet down, uncross. Happy baby to finish. Hands to feet. Push from pelvis up into feet. Breathe. All right, heels to buttock, knees to midline. So we're going to rest for maybe a minute, 2 minutes. Then we'll come to seated. And I'm going to offer a breath practice. It only is 10 breath cycles. It goes by super quick. And, it can really buff us up. So we'll rest, get into, the position that you're like, oh man, this is good. And rest. Okay, bend your knees. Deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers, toes. Let your head move. Maybe make a few facial expressions. Taking your time, you're going to roll onto your side. And then once you're in side lying, pause. Give yourself a breath cycle or 2 in side lying. Keeping the legs squeezing together, use your hands, press yourself upright. Decide how you want to sit. If you're like, oh, I'd rather sit in my chair, get your chair, sit in your chair. If you're okay sitting on the floor, just make sure that you might need something under the pelvis so that you can have your low back moving in and up, right? So you don't want to be slumping in your seated position. So the arms are tucked in and the fists, I'll move a little closer, are facing forward, right? So it looks like this. And then when we inhale, it's an easy inhale through the nose. So the breath is in and out through the nose, easy. You in-breath through the nose, reach your arms up, spread your fingers out so they're all sparkly and lustery, and then you exhale, draw down. That's all it is, all right? And we'll do 10 in a row. Let me just show you what it looks like first. You'll be like, oh, I get it. But it's all breath in and out through the nose. So just watch for a moment. I'll do like 3. Ready? Okay, that's what it is. Ready for 10? It's called Bhastrika Pranayama. Here we go, 10 in a row. Finish. Just rest your palms open on your legs. If you want to keep your eyes open, you can. If you want to close them for a moment and just feel the effect of 10 breath cycles of a particular pranayama called Bhastrika. Hands to heart. Gratitude for practices that, bring back our shine and our sparkle through movement, through breath. Namaste.